We have an inkling in our soul that we special people. Once upon a time, we knew that for a fact.
Now, what I'm only saying is I came out of college during the black movement. These are the things that the black movement told me before I left college, and I empowered kids with that knowledge, just like you're doing to me right now.
What's the Most High God empowering you? I'm nobody. I want to say that first and foremost.
I'm only going by knowledge.
Yeah, I'm nobody. Go ahead.
That means that you have read this information.
Yes, sir.
And that's power to you, and you are empowering me now.
Yes, sir. Knowledge is power, and the truth side. Micah 2:9. Like we always say, this to the blacks, the Hispanics, and the Native Americans, and all the children that have been scattered abroad. Let me get John 11:52. Because our people been scattered around through multiple captivities, multiple slave trades. We've been treated like cargo. That's why we went on cargo slave ships. It's not just the transatlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade, the Red Sea slave trade. Our people were taken from the east side of Africa to Sri Lanka, to China, the Silk Road slave trade. Hey sister, get out that car, come over here. We'll edify you. We ain't here to be mocked. Okay? Let me get James, let me get Micah, hold this and let me get James 1:1. Our people everywhere. The Lord said he would scatter us to the four corners of the earth. We got sisters right here from London, England, sitting right here, modest, with their heads covered when the scripture's coming out, with dresses on.
That's right.
The way I'm giving an example of how a woman is supposed to be. Go ahead, give me that precept.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 26. I said, I will scatter them into the corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
He would scatter them to the corners and they'd be calling themselves by these bywords. This Israelites in China calling themselves Chinese, I guarantee you. This Israelites in China calling themselves Chinese. In India calling themselves Indian. In Portugal calling themselves Portuguese. This message is not just for the black man. Like the brother said, so if you're not black, you ain't gonna make it. This is not just for the so-called black man.
Right.
But this is not for every black man, because there is a difference. Give me Exodus 11:7. There's a difference between all melanated people. Everybody except the white man is melanated. Yeah, Asia and all these places in the Philippines, they use that cake soap and all type of stuff, and they lighten their skin. But most of those indigenous people to those lands are melanated people also. So how do we divide who the children of God are? First of all, we're going to read out of the Bible. God telling you, don't get confused. Stay focused, so-called black man. Because when the African man come over here, they give him loans. And he call you a kata, a cotton picker. Because they know that people never went through that calamity. As a matter of fact, they were complicit in that calamity, working with the so-called white man to put you on slave ships. Can I get that Bible on Timbuktu? Okay, so-called African man was complicit in the slavery of the so-called black man here in America. And we're going to prove it through the spirit, through the prophecy, through the Bible, and through other sources, multiple witnesses. Let me get that 11:7.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Shall not a heathen move his tongue and lie and tell you a nigger, and tell you black, and tell you Mexican, and tell you you Haitian, and tell you Jamaican, because that's what they did. Keep reading. I'm going to get Psalms 83 in a minute.
Shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord do put a different...
For the what?
For how the Lord do put a different...
No, they're the same. Everybody the same.
How the Lord do put a difference...
All black people the same.
How the Lord do put a difference Between the Egyptians.
Between Egyptians who are melanated people, black people, right? And who else?
Between the Egyptians and Israel.
There's a difference between Egyptians and Israelites, Africans and Israelites. The pharaohs and all them and the people that was doing the work, the brick and the mortar. There's a difference between these people. And the Lord showed there was a difference, and that's what we celebrated this week when he went in and took the children of Israel out of that captivity and smit all the firstborn sons of those Egyptians, because that's payback for what they did to us. That's what the Bible is about. The Bible is about payback. The Bible is about getting your payback. And everybody who touched the apple of the Most High God's eye, which is the children of Israel, will get a recompense for that. Best believe me. So it's an A side and an F side. Ain't even no B side. It's hot or cold. You should want to be on the right side, so-called black, Hispanic, Native American. Imagine being the children of God and not knowing it. Imagine that. Imagine being the children of God and face the fate of the heathen because you didn't know. But everybody here on Crenshaw and Slauson right now, if you got ears to hear, you getting this message right now, so-called Hispanic, so-called Latino, so-called black man, so-called children of slavery. You know, the Mexicans were children of slavery too. What language did you speak, so-called Hispanic, before that Spanish man came over here and destroyed you, and raped you, and robbed you, and murdered you, and had you mining gold in the mountains in 1776 when they got their, when America got their declaration from England.
Well, come on, bro.
And we popping fireworks on July 4th, celebrating America's independence. Whether you was black, Mexican, or any type of Hispanic or Latino, what you were doing in 1776 was slavery.
That's right.
For the benefit of the so-called white man and the so-called African man who was complicit with them, who got guns and grain and sugar and all type of, and wine, and they sold us for harlots and all type of stuff because he was complicit. And I'm gonna show you why the African man was so quick to conspire with the so-called white man against the children of Israel. This is why you can't say all black people are the same. We just read it to you. There's a difference between the Egyptians and Israelites. Give me Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. I'm gonna get to this. I'll go on the trip.
Hey, come on, Bob.
There's a difference between Israelites and Egyptians. Why would the Most High say that if Israelites were white? If Jewish people were white, why would God have to say there's a difference between Egyptians and Israelites? That's an obvious difference if they're white. He had to tell them because they're all melanated people.
That's right.
And they all kind of mingle sometimes, and sometimes they might look the same. I need the children of thy father first. See thy father. And we was amongst each other for 400 years. By the house of your father. Yeah. Numbers 1:18. Numbers 1. Because this is how you determine who you are, according to the Bible. Where are my Bible believers at? Where are my Christians? Where are the people that go to church? Well, we got your Bible right here. Just read out the Bible how you determine who you are. Because ain't no such thing as a mixed person. We had kings of Israel who had Ammonitist mothers. But how could you be a king of Israel when only someone from the 12 tribes can be a king of Israel? If his mom was an Ammonite, a so-called Japanese woman. But how could that be? Let's read out the Bible.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18.
Bring it out.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
So everybody was assembled. We got to figure something out here. What we trying to figure out in this assembly?
And they declared their pedigrees.
Their pedigree, their lineage. When you buy a dog, you want a full-blood pedigree, right? How you declare your lineage? Okay, how do you declare that? Is it by your mother? That's what the Jewish people say. Jewish people say you a Jew if your mother's a Jew. So marry a Jew woman. Just heard a rabbi say that. The rabbi that supposedly believed in the Torah, which the numbers is in the Torah. See, let me get Acts 5 and 29. Right? Let me get Acts 5 and 29. Through the Spirit got me moving. I hope I ain't doing too much with these precepts.
Hey, but they forbid they women marry a black man.
They forbid they women marrying a black man. But anybody can be a Jew.
Man.
Sound like anybody can be a slave. You could work for me. You could worship my false doctrine, but you can't marry my woman. And I would say the derogatory term right now, but I respect for my sisters, I ain't. But just know that those people with them small hats over there, they ain't it. Genetically modified. Okay, go ahead.
That's GMO.
The book of Acts 5:29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, Israelites, prophets, we ought to obey God. Who? We ought to obey God rather than men. The Jewish man said, you are a Jew by your mother. Read what the Bible said. Read the words of God. Is this the word of God? Is the Bible the words of God? I know Christ is the word of God in made flesh. But this is the word of God that was written down and preserved. That was preserved for us today to hear it and to know who we are and to know what we need to follow. How you doing, brother? We doing good. We just, getting back to the old way. You know what I'm saying? Realizing we kings and queens and we the cream of the crop and we the salt of the earth because we didn't forgot. That's why we could shoot each other and kill each other because we forgot how valuable our brother is.
Right.
We forgot how valuable our sisters is. That's why you put them on thick raw and slut them out. So we getting back to the truth of the Bible that we is these people. And we don't need no damn religion. Because religion put us in captivity. What you need religion for when you the people of the book? That's what we're here to say. We're the people of this book. God gave us this law and told us to follow it. And if we don't follow it, we're going to be cursed. And if we follow it, we're going to be blessed. Now, let me ask you something, brother. I'm not speaking to you particularly because some of us is well off and some of us aren't. But as a whole, it's a so-called black man. I say so-called because we was called black, Negro, colored, niggas, porch monkeys, Afro-Americans. But that's what we call today. Is a so-called black man on the bottom, on the top. We fighting, but where are we? Because see, we had many fights. We had Marcus Garvey, we had Malcolm X, we had Martin Luther King, we had Nat Turner. You know what they did to Nat Turner? They did him dirty. Black Panthers, our Hispanic brothers, the Brown Berets. We had many movements, and all of them was rooted in self-preservation and pride in our race, but it wasn't rooted in the scriptures of God. That's why it didn't prevail. Hey, we got to start somewhere.
I had to take the information from my family, my father.
Uh-huh.
I have 4 degrees. I taught school for 40 years.
Okay.
So I had to deal with young people in Crenshaw High School and tell you,
Okay.
This is who you are.
Okay.
You are a king. You can't go up. Yes, of course, I know.
Okay.
That's the black movement, man. I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 70.
I'm 40. I'll be 40 days.
I started in the black movement, man. When I started that's something I had to deal with when I was teaching school. I had to teach kids, basically, that this is who you are. We start from the bottom, we're going to work our goddamn way to the top. That's who I am, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to show you in the Bible where you taught these kids right. You taught these kids exactly what the Most High God said they are. Okay? Because of...
You have to remember something. In the inner city,
Huh?
kids go to church, and these ministers and stuff are empowering them.
Uh-huh.
And that's how you try to keep them if you can. If you can keep them thinking that we are on top, we do know how to fight, we will kill if we have to.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. But our blessing is not the sword. We're not going. The Black Panthers is the perfect example. They all had guns. And what happened? They went into the leadership's house at night, and they slayed them, and then we all fell into subgroups, and now we Crips, Bloods, and Hoovers. You know what I'm saying? So I like the zeal, I like the will to fight, but what are we fighting for?
I can only tell you, as a teacher for 40 years, I can only empower kids.
Okay.
I can't walk it.
Okay.
They gotta do it themselves. My job is to empower you, is to
Okay.
teach you basically what you're up against.
And we respect that because a lot of our elders have failed us.
Absolutely.
Okay? And you just empowering these kids and telling them that there's something special. Let me get Deuteronomy 7 and
That's
6.
because I came out of the black movement.
Okay.
And when I graduated from college, I went through that already.
Okay.
So when I started teaching, I empowered kids. I can't make them think. I can't make it. I can only give it to them. They gotta fight.
Okay.
And some of these have parents that are way back.
Yeah.
Way back. The parents are getting their kids killed. That's how all these gangs and stuff are killing.
Yeah, it's something, and I was thinking about that. It's a thing in the community, because I grew up in South Central, okay? It's a thing in our community where when your son get to be from your neighborhood, that's a prideful thing. Like, they celebrate that. Like, my son from the hood too. You destroying your child. You see all your homeboys go to jail, go to prison, get wrapped up in fornication and diseases, getting killed, violence, getting RICO drug cases, and all this type of stuff. And you celebrate that your son is a part of the organization that's going to lead him down the same path. And it's even worse now. So that's why I said I respect you, first and foremost, for uplifting our kids. But now it's a step after that. And I'm not saying you failed them, because, hey, everybody got a gift. Okay, let me get this real quick. Let me get that Psalms. World Precinct. The book of 1 Peter 2:9. But ye are a chosen generation. You're a chosen generation. Just like you tell these kids, you guys are chosen. You guys are special. Okay? A royal priesthood and holy nation. Holy nation. This is speaking about the Israelites. See, because contrary to popular belief, like I said, we call black now, right? If I ask you, what race are you? What would you say?
Basically, I would be referred to as in this country. They call you all kind of different.
Okay, and the fact that you said I would be referred to, that goes to show, with all due respect, because I was in the same boat, that we don't really know who we are. Like our history, what's black history? Martin Luther King. Oh, wait, first, y'all were slaves. And then Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King. They don't even teach Malcolm X, because they don't want you to be a revolutionary. Now, they'll teach you Martin Luther King. I know you did. That's why I'm speaking to you.
These are the things that I empower kids with.
Okay.
First of all, you gotta learn how to fight, and you gotta learn how to think. Because you're getting out into a world that you're gonna be after you.
They're gonna be after you, see, but we're not gonna win a physical fight. Because if Esau got this blessing of the sword, I got another precept. That's fine. Because, you know, we weren't blessed with the sword by God. If you read the Bible, Jacob got the blessings of the kingdom of heaven. We look for something past this. Esau, who is the progenitor of the so-called white man, he got the blessing of the sword. You look, all these Russia, all these people who come, all these white people who are controlled by white countries, Israel, Russia, England, United States, all these people, all these white people, they have Spain. They got you can look up the list of who got the most nuclear weapons. If they want to, they'll put us all in a big bunch and blow us all the hell up. So we're not going to win like that. Let me get Lamentations 4 and 7.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 14 and 14. It reads, the Lord shall fight for you.
Who?
The Lord shall fight for you.
See, we got to understand, people say they have faith so much. But we got to understand that having faith is understanding that we have a God. And he's not everybody's God, contrary to popular belief. We can read in here and show you where he said he's the God of Israel. Hold that. We're going to go right back to this. Let me get Luke chapter 1, verse 67. Because we have to distinguish between lies. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
When we are talking about religion,
I'm not talking about religion.
what I'm talking about it right
Okay,
now.
go ahead.
We are from religion, and we also we have to have common sense. And this is what parents try to teach their kids. Common sense. Doesn't mean that it's all right to go and study in the church and learn about God. And with goodness gracious, there were times when Black Panthers and people like that let that go. They're basically saying that we have to fight to live.
Yes.
So it's all about that. So
Yes.
you have to make a decision with young people like you guys.
Same.
Now I'm 70 years old, but young people, you have to learn like what you are doing right now for these young people. You are empowering them. And now they have to make a call. And they gotta learn how to fight. And if they don't learn that, they ain't gonna make it.
Okay, I love that you said that. But you know what fighting is? Too? Fighting is teaching your daughter.
Knowledge. Fighting
Teaching your
knowledge.
Yeah, it is. But fighting is teaching your daughter to not be a whore. Fighting is teaching your daughter that according to the laws of God, sex is marriage. Because this world will tell your daughter to go have a hoe face. This world will tell your daughter, don't just be with one man. Kind of go try, play the field. So part of fighting is not just physical. Fighting is a mental battle. Because your kids are prone to see porn and everything else. You could go on Instagram and watch porn. So I understand the strength. I mean, we up here, we solidified. If somebody come up here, hey, we'll take care of them if we had to.
What I'm doing right now, I'm listening to you.
Yes, sir.
Because
I'm listening to you too.
And I heard you guys talking, and so I said, let me listen to you. Let me hear what you say.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to point my finger.
No problem, no, bro.
So what you are doing now for me, you are empowering me from what you think things are going. I'm going to try to share mine with you if I can.
Well, I'm empowering you through the words of the Most High God. I am nothing. I am nobody. I came from being a fornicator. I came from being a pimp. I came from being every despicable thing that I look at today and despise. So I'm nothing. And the only reason why I'm here today is because through the Spirit and the grace and the mercy of the Most High God, He gave me this word and He cleansed me enough to fear Him and to hate evil.
I grew up with that book. My mother kept it on her thing.
And you know what?
Once I got into the real world, the most important thing is that I can be knowledgeable, but I still gotta fight.
Yeah, you gotta fight. But see, we lost the fight when it comes like you see this right here. We losing. Because our people think it's okay to smoke weed when God told you don't. God told you got that? First of all, let's read this. We're not gonna skip precepts. We're gonna go decently in order and we're gonna break it down. Go ahead and get your precept. Book of Deuteronomy 6:6. And these words which I command thee, these words which God commanded, this day shall be in thine heart. This stuff should be in your mind. Your heart is your mind. And thou shalt teach them diligently, carefully, meticulously. That's the fight I'm talking about, brother. Teaching your kids diligently and not letting the streets and the internet and the tell-lie vision raise our kids.
Right. I was born in 1951. My daddy was born in 1947. I don't know what he was. One thing about him, discipline. Discipline. That will save your life.
Well, we gotta have the same discipline when it comes to the laws, statutes, and commandments of God, though.
That's right.
Because unfortunately, our pastors and some of our parents, like you spoke to, are leading the kids down the wrong path. So if you listen to your parents and you're supposed to, and they teach you the right thing, that's good. But if you're listening to your parents and they lead you down the wrong path, and you let this be your stability, sometimes you gotta say, look, I'm gonna give you an example. I got family that smoke weed every day. I used to smoke weed every day. Now, if my mama smoke weed, should I say, oh, it's okay to smoke weed?
Well, I was lucky. My parents weren't from that era. They were born in 1918.
Okay.
So they don't go through that. It was me when I had to step out into the world. Then that's when I have to be knowledgeable about what's going on. So once I graduated from college and I got into teaching and I was dealing with young kids, I had to empower them about what you just said.
Okay, keep reading that.
Come on. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes.
The laws of God should be in the front of your mind at all times. When you sitting at home, you know what I do when I'm sitting at home with my daughter? I might just randomly ask her, what is the law of God? And then ask her, why is that good for us? Because all these laws are good for us.
Well, let me just say to you, sir, in my 40 years of teaching, in 18 years, I lost 30 kids from drugs and with all these drugs. Me growing
You said
up,
you was taught at Crenshaw,
High
right?
School.
I'm pretty sure you lost more than that you don't know about.
Well, I can only speak to the kids at Crenshaw that I knew.
Uh-huh.
All right. Other than that, I can speak. But this whole situation that occurred, the drugs and the cocaine and all this stuff, that's another story. I can only empower kids to say, don't do this and don't do that. But some of the kids have parents who are drug addicts. So they have no count. So my job is to embarrass a kid and say, think for yourself, sir. And I know what you guys are all talking about. I got nothing but love for you. I came out of the black movement. I came out of that.
I got a precept too.
Okay?
Which one?
Ephesians 6 and 12.
Ephesians 6 and 12. So you said think for yourself, right? So I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you on that one because the same.
Thinking for yourself means that you've been trained. You send your kids out the door when they turn 18. Hopefully you empowered them. That's what I
Yeah. I don't think we should follow man, and I don't think we should think for ourselves either. I'm saying this is the guideline, the baseline for everything.
I don't disagree.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what God say about thinking for yourself. Give me Isaiah 5 and 21 also. You got Jeremiah.
You want me to get it? Yeah. The book of Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah 17 and 9. The heart is deceitful.
The heart is your mind.
The heart.
It's not speaking about the pumping organ.
The heart is deceitful.
It's deceitful. It will deceive you.
Above all things.
It's more deceitful than anything. Your mind is Your mind is the same. Our brains are the same thing that say, "I want to have sex with this woman because she got booty shorts on." Even though you do, I'm not saying you do it, but our minds have all type of. Our minds is the same thing that tell us it's okay to smoke weed when people die from smoke inhalation.
I'm from that era. I was born in 1951, but I was from the era where this whole what you're talking about, smoking weed, where other people didn't grow up like that. You know, it's more liquor.
And it came from
It
came from the hippie movement.
Well, I don't know. I'm just telling you that most of the time, like my dad, their generation drink. They drink weed.
There's nothing wrong with drinking.
Yeah.
You're just supposed to drink in moderation, and you're not supposed to wake up drinking and drink all day, and then at nighttime you pissy drunk. You're not supposed to do that. Christ drank wine. Christ, the world ignorantly called Jesus.
You in a particular church, they will actually give you drink some wine.
Yeah, exactly. So it's nothing wrong with drinking. We're not going to criminalize drinking, but we will tell you what the Bible says about drinking. It says be sober and be vigilant. It says, like you said, we're in a fight. You can't be drunk in you can't be drunk in a fight.
Right? So you have to make a decision, at least I did, what I'm going to do. Because when you're surrounded by drugs and liquor and clothes and all this stuff, you have to make a decision and say, what am I going to be? Am I going to stay up or I'm going to stay down? And I chose to stay up.
And that's a great decision you made, brother.
But I had to tell kids the same thing, that their parents were doing drugs and stuff.
And you know what? Sometimes, like it's like what is that?
Well, 18 kids I buried. 18 kids. In my years at Crenshaw, 40 years. 18 years I buried because of drugs, because of guns, because of gangs. That's what I was up against.
Okay, now, why? Let's get to the why. We know what's going on with our people, but why?
Parents. Well, knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Hosea 4 and 6. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Because we gotta figure out why. Figuring out why is gonna actually answer the question to who we really are.
In 51 or 50, in those years, it was liquor. But then when drugs hit it, cocaine and all that stuff, whole different ballgame.
Black exploitation.
Absolutely.
Give me that.
The book of Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6.
This is why.
My people are destroyed for...
My people are what?
Are destroyed...
I have to bury my students.
Are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Because we reject the knowledge of God that tells you love your brother like you love yourself. If we listen to that right there, ain't no gangbanging. Right. Gangbanging solved. Yes. Everybody, can we agree to love your brother like you love yourself? Okay, cool. 10-4, gangbanging and done.
But many parents lost.
Many parents is
Many
gangbanging.
Parents got into drinking,
okay,
smoking, and drugs, and that affected the kids
because they have a lack of knowledge, because they don't know who they are.
Absolutely.
Because if they knew who they are and knew that they these people in these books and know that what God told them to do and not to do, then they wouldn't do it. If they had the fear of God, because the judgments is all around us. You think this is just
If
you?
they would be doing what you guys are doing, this Bible, many kids wouldn't have died.
Well, we trying to bid them to the marriage right now, brother.
To the what now?
We're trying to bid our people back to the marriage with God.
Oh, yeah. Good. That's
Because God is theoretically speaking, our husband.
Yes.
And we played the harlot. And playing the harlot means we went off into idolizing, religion.
But you gotta understand something now. That book is one thing. What I teach is something else because I'm teaching kids about drugs, alcohol, sex, all this stuff. That's all the stuff.
It's the same thing. You teaching the same thing in there.
Yeah, Pop. And so
This book tells you if you have sex, that's marriage. If you lay down with a woman, let me get that. Let me get
my
that.
goal, our goal for young kids, ninth grade, 10th, that's empower them with that knowledge.
Yeah, you
And
got
that
to.
their parents
You
have
got
already
you got to start them. The Bible says give them milk first.
Yeah.
You can't give them the high, difficult stuff. You got to give them milk first. Give me get Deuteronomy 7:6. This is the milk right here. First of all, knowing who you are and understanding what God said about you. Because he didn't say this about everybody. Give me Deuteronomy 1:1 first.
Keep in mind, in the 70s, everybody changes because there's new things that come out. Everyday things change.
Yeah. Everyday things change, but one thing remains the same. You are if you either a child of God or you're not.
Right.
That ain't never gonna change.
And I've had kids in my class that were exactly that, child of God. So they didn't do no drugs. But I had other kids who had parents who did. So
Sister, are you eating bacon raw? What is that? Turkey? All praise to the Most High. Do you eat? Do you eat pork, sister?
be careful out there now.
Hey, sister.
Get out the street, sis. You in the street.
Hey, sisters. Okay, sister. Hey, you an Israelite. You know that?
Enjoy yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna enjoy as long as you
Enjoy
say.
yourself with me.
I enjoy. You got a dress on. All praise to the Most High. Enjoy that.
I'm a beauty, baby.
You are.
I'm a mother of nature.
You are.
That's why I am.
You a daughter of Zion. That's why you're beautiful.
I'm not kidding.
But we gotta be sober and vigilant, though.
Don't
Sister.
go be yourself.
Okay?
Watch that car.
Watch out,
Yeah,
sis.
we gotta be sober and
Watch
vigilant,
that
sister.
car.
It's not my turn.
Okay.
Then what you coming?
Be careful, sister. Hey, give me that. Hold that. Give me a Christ is the head.
that, man.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. One thing our sisters don't want to hear is instruction. But there's an order, there's a hierarchy as far as man, woman, child, Christ, God. And we gotta understand that.
I'm trying to
The book of 1 Corinthians 11 in verse 3. But I will have you know, Salaki, but I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ. It's all from all my Christians. How you doing, sister? Beautiful sister, how you doing? That the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man. The head of what? And the head of the woman is the man. Every woman needs a man to head them. Read it again. Every man needs a woman to head them. That's why when you see our women, every woman needs a man to head them. That's why when our children don't have fathers, they end up being whores and prostitutes.
Right, absolutely right. I agree.
Okay? And that's why this sister right now, I can tell by how she talking, how she out here, that she probably ain't got a man. She probably ran all of them off when she was in her youth, in her good years.
Well, when areas, when the system changes on people, a lot of times, from my experience at least, is that I had to go back and educate kids to the beginning. But bottom line, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, it changed.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The times is gonna change. People is gonna change. The traditions is gonna change.
And the churches.
The churches is gonna change. The trends is gonna change. Let me get this though.
You guys, I'm gonna give you love. You are powerful stuff of what you were saying.
The book of Malachi 3 and 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. For I am the Lord, I change not.
So we can't follow anything in this world because it changes. Give me you in Malachi? Malachi 2 and 9.
Did you understand that Jesus was actually black? You understand that, right?
You want to read it? We can read it for you.
Yeah.
Give me Revelations 1 and 11.
Micah 2:9.
2 and 9, yeah. Hey, you know something, brother. A lot of our people, when you ask them who is Jesus, and you put a picture of that white man right here, they'll point to him. And that's sad. You want to know why? Because our people don't read. Give me 1 and 3 first.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth.
So we got to start telling our students to read. You can empower them and tell them, but you got to tell them, read. Read. Reading is going to empower you. Read it again.
Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy.
You got to read it. And then when you read it, people going to hear it. Go ahead.
And keep those things which are written therein.
And do it.
Coming out of the black movement for me, when I got into schools, just what you guys are doing, I had to do. I had to educate kids because their parents had been told the wrong stuff. So I had to educate them. And I thought I had a class called
God don't change?
Yeah, I taught this thing called health education, but I also taught psychology in the class that I had to teach. And part of that was just to get kids to listen.
Well, that's the problem. Our people don't listen. We hard-headed people. Stiff-necked.
18 kids I buried. 18 kids I buried.
Well, if you go on this,
Crenshaw High School.
it's a website. How you doing, sisters and brothers? How you doing? You Israelites. You guys chosen people. The people of this Bible. Chosen to get the promises, the glory, the mercy of the Most High God. That's why we, let me get Romans 5 and 3 first. Slappy, where you at? Deuteronomy 7, yeah. Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
To who?
Unto all Israel.
The whole world.
Unto all Israel. On this side Jordan in the wilderness.
Okay, 7 and 6. These are the words that that Moses spoke from God to all of Israel, all the Israelites, okay? What is he telling the Israelites? Because this is what you told them. You might have not known where it came from, but we have an inkling in our soul that we special people. Once upon a time, we knew that for a fact.
Now, what I'm only saying is I came out of college during the black movement. These are the things that the black movement told me before I left college, and I empowered kids with that knowledge, just like you're doing to me right now.
What's the Most High God empowering you? I'm nobody. I want to say that first and foremost.
I'm only going by knowledge.
Yeah, I'm nobody. Go
That
ahead.
means that you have read this information.
Yes, sir.
And that's power to you, and you are empowering me now.
Yes, sir. Knowledge is power, and the truth shall set you free.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people.
The Israelites he was speaking to, because people always say context. Moses spoke to all Israel on the side of the Jordan.
Absolutely.
These are holy people. Holy means set apart, special, different. Okay, go ahead.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
To the Lord thy God. We just read earlier where he said the God of Israel, right? Okay, go ahead.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people
God chose us to be special
unto himself.
to him.
Yes.
Above all people.
We all the same.
Yes.
Above all people.
All people are created equal, like the Constitution said.
Yes.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
The Israelites, according to the words of God, are above all people on the face of the earth.
That's right.
Let's translate it to nowadays. You telling the kids, you are princes and kings, you are special. You're not gangbangers and hoodlums and thugs and drug addicts. God said it first. So you are, so what you teach is not different than this. It's just, it was in your spirit, you might not have knew it said that. And you get a precept, go ahead.
Because my mother reads this Bible.
All praise to the Most
When she
High.
sent me out into the world, I had to obtain that knowledge and be ready. But these kids, when you teach them, their parents are telling them something else. They smoke too much, they drink too much, they have sex too much. All these things kids were up against. And that's what I was fighting with as a teacher.
Yes, sir.
To get kids
I
to
appreciate
listen.
that fight. I appreciate you fighting for our youth, because a lot of times we just give up on them.
18 years. 18 kids I lost in my 40 years of teaching. 18 years.
And that should hurt your soul.
It kills me. But I couldn't do nothing about it.
Some people don't care. But if you see death and destruction of your people around you and you don't care, that means you hate your brother.
Yeah. My thing is to empower kids, say don't do this, don't do that, and don't do that. But they have parents who are doing it.
Okay. Well, back to the point of what I was saying is the reason why they can do that It's because they don't know who they are, first of all, and they don't know what's required of them. Where are you on? Scratch that. Let me get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
So an ox, an animal. He might not be dumb, but he's not human. The ox knows who his owner is. The ox know who gonna give him, who gonna let him graze. The ox know who gonna take care of him. Right? Okay, go ahead.
And the ass, his master's crib.
And the donkey, you could drop him. You could take him all the way to Crenshaw and Imperial. He gonna come right back to where his owner is. Right? Okay.
But Israel does not know.
But the Israelites, they not gonna know who they are. They not gonna know. Give me Psalm. What you got? Ecclesiastes. Okay, go ahead.
My people does not consider.
We don't even consider who we are. We are whatever the white man tell us. You're colored. You're Afro-American. You're black.
And when the movement came through, blacks decided to do what you guys are doing right now. And I started that. I graduated in '69, and I went through that. And so my mom kept a Bible like this on her desk, and she was a listener. All right. So I had to read that, and then I had to read academics that allowed me to empower kids to make the right decisions.
Okay. Well, and I agree with you. And like I said, making the right decisions is first of all knowing who you are, because the Bible prophesied that the Israelites won't know who they are. So that's another thing, black people. Okay. And then knowing who you are and knowing that the laws that knowing what God told us to do. What is our duty? What is our duty?
Love each other.
Okay. Let me tell you what God said our duty is.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
What's the conclusion of the whole matter? What's the end all be all? Fear God, have the fear of God, the fear of his judgments. The fear of, he's telling you, if you do this, this gonna happen to you. And we can show you where it happened. And we don't fear it. Go ahead, brother.
Now, in my house, yeah, my mom, my dad, but in another house, like the kids, I can't power, but they have their own parents. I can't change them. I can only tell them what I feel. And then they gotta go home and talk to their parents. And some of these parents have.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes the parents ain't gonna make it.
They're not gonna make it.
I know
18 kids out there.
I know some people that, and I'm gonna say, I know some people that probably gonna make it to the kingdom of heaven off righteousness and repentance, and their parents not.
Right.
So you know the best thing we can tell our children? You are Israelite, you God's chosen people, you are a prince and a king, and the Most High God has a duty for you. We about to read the duty for you.
There you go.
Come on, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of men.
This is the duty of men. Hey, you know what?
No, now because that book that he's doing, my mother's book was about that big.
Yeah, it was written. It was written a little bigger.
They didn't know at that time. Where I went through a whole nother process with this whole Black American stuff. So go ahead.
Punishable by death. What do you got? Go ahead. Let me get that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do, so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
If a woman is wearing a man's garment, if a woman is walking around with pants, if a man's walking around with a dress on,
which is gay.
This is an abomination. The Most High said that's an abomination.
Yeah.
Abomination, you know, if you go into the meaning of abomination, it means a violation.
Yes.
You are in violation with the Most High God if you cross-dressing.
Now that is one thing that when
And you see that in these schools now.
Yeah. And
You see these little boys dressing like girls, and at the school, I remember my son was in school, and it was a girl who started dressing like a boy, and she wanted to be called by a boy's name. And when my son refused to call her by that male name, he got in trouble. You know what I told the principal? Her mama named her Jessica. My son gonna call her Jessica. My son is not gonna be in all these folly and games, changing genders, because next thing you know, it's gonna be Roderick coming to school dressed like a girl. You gonna tell her, and you gonna tell me that my son gotta call him Sarah. You know what that is? that's desensitizing your children to homosexuality.
70s, everything you're talking about started in the 70s.
And it started in the 70s, and it's you know what my son said when he got to high school? That I've never seen so many gay people in my life.
Absolutely.
It's a trend to be a homosexual
And so
now.
what they have done is basically said that that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Let me go.
okay.
Let me go back to Acts 5 and 29. Because the world hey, America is in these African countries trying to force them to rescind their laws on homosexuality. Why are you pushing for homosexuality so much? Let me ask you something. Do you think the white man wants his son to be a homosexual?
I don't think anybody.
No, he don't want his son to be homosexual because that means that his seed is gonna stop right there. They're already putting abortion clinics in all our communities, trying to slow down the progression. Give me Jose. What's that? 4 and 1.
Just so you know,
I got you on right now.
The system has okayed that. It's okay to be gay if you want to.
Okay, Jose
It's
4
okay.
and 1.
So I don't beat nobody in the head if that's what they do because the system has said it's okay.
I'm not gonna beat them in the head either, but I'm gonna blow the trumpet, and I'm gonna say, being a homosexual is gonna lead you to the pits of hell. Being a homosexual, you know what's funny? When I see a gay person that like their nieces and nephews, like, oh, I love my niece, I love my nephew. Why don't you put some pants on and get a wife and have one?
I've been down that road, sir.
I feel sorry for my brothers who love kids genuinely and find joy in the kids and their family, and they're not gonna have none because they want to defile themselves with the rod of another man.
It's political. The section.
It's spiritual.
Has become.
It's
well, they made it
wickedness in high places.
Yeah.
Ephesians 6 and 12. Let me get that.
This is power right here, dude.
Go ahead.
Power.
Acts 5 and 29.
The book of Acts 5 and 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said,
Peter, our forefathers, Israelites, chosen men of God. What did they say?
we ought to obey God rather than men.
Obey God. Don't obey men. Why? Because like you said, men are going to change. So if you follow man, you're going to follow a trend. You're going to keep up with the Joneses.
When you have kids, just like you guys here,
Uh-huh.
that go to churches and their parents empower them like that.
Uh-huh.
Then they show up at a school of 3,000 kids and they have to deal with that.
You know what? That's why that's why my daughter going to junior high, I'm highly considering homeschooling.
You got it, sir. I don't agree with that as a
Uh-huh.
teacher because
Uh-huh.
I think she's got to be able to fight.
Uh-huh.
She's got to go into the school and empower herself and say no, no, and no.
Well, people say sheltering your kids is a bad thing. But see, it's a bad thing when you shelter them, then they turn 18 and they think that because the white man said I'm grown, then you go out into the world. Your kids are, give me my, that's a, Mike, give me that. Because this is what we fighting against.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
See, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. We can fight all you want. We gonna get bloody, go home, we gonna heal up. But we fighting against something a little higher than just physical fighting.
Absolutely.
But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world.
Rulers of darkness. Barack Obama, contrary to popular belief, he is not an Israelite. He is not our kin. His father is from Africa. They are not a product of any slave trade. Do you know that all black people ain't the same, first of all?
Do I know
Do you know that all black people ain't the same?
it's not the same in what respect?
Like, we not the same. Like, it's people in Africa that's not our people. Do you know that?
Well, I haven't been to Africa, but I would assume yes.
Okay, let's read this. Keep on reading.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against the powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world.
Rulers of darkness. People who rule, who take pride in ruling evil. They hold evil close and they figure out how they can spread it. Okay, go ahead.
Against spiritual wickedness in
Spiritual wickedness, where?
high places.
In high places. The President of the United States saying that it's okay to be a homosexual and legalizing gay marriage. Go ahead and read that again.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
You got to take on the armor of God. That's the only way you're going to withstand this wickedness.
My experience as a teacher, most of the kids read that book. And
But
that's
see,
how
our
they
people know.
There are some that have not.
I'm going to tell you this. There's a difference between reading the book and going to the church and listening to a couple verses and then listening to people hoot and holler for an hour.
Most of this.
Because I'm going to tell you something right now. We done probably brought out today like 300 verses already. That's more. The church probably do that in about 6 months. Maybe a year.
I can only focus on the churches that I've been to. And in those churches,
Uh-huh.
they empower kids
Uh-huh.
and they deal with these issues that we're talking about. And in some they don't.
But see, that's healing your people slightly though. You know, we can slightly heal our people, but I'm trying to heal our people as a whole.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is at church, how you doing, sister? How you doing? Bless you. So, what I mean by healing our people totally is we can't go to the church. What? No. Give me So, in the churches, they heal our people slightly. They empower us.
That depends.
What I mean by that, they empower us. And I'm going to say this I don't mean, I hope you know that anything I say is not disrespect to you. I have the utmost,
Disrespecting me because
I have the utmost respect for you, brother.
But what I'm saying is, when I say that you have different churches and different ministers and different, depending on what religion you're suffering from. So it's become a situation where you can't do all everything. See what I'm saying? Because there are so many different religions now that people are trying to.
Well, see, we need to get out of religion.
I agree with you.
Because Christianity today came from Protestantism, from the Pilgrims, from the same people that came over here and enslaved us.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay? And a lot of times they bring their pagan customs like Easter and Christmas and they mask it under the moniker of Christ to try to feed us in because they know we naturally have a love. We naturally have a love for God.
But remember when they brought over, they didn't have that for black people. They figured we were slaves and we can do any damn thing they wanted to.
Well, yeah, but and I did a lesson on this, but eventually they thought it was profitable for them to let us claim Christianity too, because that would keep us stabilized or controlled.
So they could do all the things they wanted.
Exactly. So at first we weren't allowed to indulge in their religion.
Yeah.
But eventually they wanted us to indulge in their religion because that was something that they could use as a control method.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
so we're not talking about religion.
Yeah.
If anybody's in a church, come up here and get a flyer. You could go to church at home on YouTube and watch us break down these scriptures in truth. Okay, hold on to that. Go ahead. The book of Psalms 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. You fear God when he says if you're a homosexual, your blood shall surely be upon you. He's telling you, you're going to die if you're homosexual. And ironically enough, one of the symptoms of HIV is that you get sores and they don't heal. So when you're in the hospital laying in that bed with them white sheets, you're going to see your blood upon you. But God said it. That's the power of this book. It's prophecy.
And what you guys are saying is the things that I was teaching them. I'm not teaching now. When those kids came into class, this is what they're coming with. So I have to give them what I think about it. And it's not really supposed for teachers to talk about religion. It's only talking about A, B, C, D, E,
Well,
F,
see,
G.
you did good because you kind of taught it without saying where you got it from. Kind of just said because the Bible say we kings and princes.
Yeah.
But you didn't go to the scripture. You just said, hey, young kings, young princes, whatever.
Well, I'm from out of that book because my mom had the big old Bible like that.
I know, but a lot of us are from this book and we don't do exactly what it says. Let me get this real quick.
Yep.
With all due respect, I'm gonna give you a small correction out of the Bible that maybe you never heard before.
Let's see.
The book of Psalms 111 and 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. So a good understanding you will have if you do his commandments. You could read the book over and over, but if you don't do his commandments, you're not going to have a great understanding. He's literally saying you could read this all you want, but until you start obeying me, then I'll give you better understanding. Okay?
That's deep.
Okay? So let me get that. And let me get swine. So let me ask you a question, brother. Do you eat pork?
I'm sorry?
Do you eat pork?
Not necessarily, no.
Yeah. You know you're not supposed to eat it at all,
But
right?
in the beginning,
Uh-huh.
when you come from families that are middle class or lower class, you eat whatever. So
Yeah, I know. I mean,
your
we
mom
were
blow that on the table, you gonna eat it. That's all about it.
we were given, and we had a older brother in his 90s say, you know, when I was a kid, they threw them chitlins on that table, and we
I
ate
ain't no
it.
chitlins. My family didn't come from
Pork chops,
pork chops, yeah,
bacon.
bacon.
You know, our Hispanic brothers and sisters, they like the chicharrones, the carnitas. You know what I'm saying? The al pastor, the chorizo.
Well, my mother was from the South. So in the South, that's what they eat. So now I can't question my mom. She cooking. Give me some bacon. Give me some eggs. Let's go. Get
Hey,
to
but
school.
you know what? That was a curse that we had, that we were given the bottom.
Yeah.
But see, now we got a choice though. Now you could go in the store and you can buy some chicken, or you can buy some turkey bacon.
So I went through the black movement.
Uh-huh.
So I know how to eliminate things.
Okay.
So I don't have to eat no pork, no all that stuff. I eat
What about
stuff-
shrimp, crab, and lobster?
Shrimp, crabs, and lobster? Not for me. No.
Did you know that that's forbidden by in the scriptures, in the
No, I
laws?
didn't know that.
Okay, go ahead. Let's read it. Let's read it too, because we're gonna prove all things. Because like I said, I don't want nobody to get the misconception that I don't want you to eat this or I don't want you to eat that.
Well, a lot of people just eat non-meat. They just eat vegetables.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm at.
That's fine.
That's what my
That's
wife
fine.
is at. Yeah.
Hey, and some people say if you eat fish, you know it's fish you're not supposed to eat according to the words of God. Let's read it. The book of Leviticus 11 and 9. Because now we're going to get into what God said, and let's see if we follow it. You can examine our people as a whole, or just examine yourself. Okay? Go ahead. In Leviticus 11 and 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. So if it has fins and scales, you got the green light to eat it. Go ahead. Verse 10, and all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, in Salakia, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, so any animal in the water, that don't have fins and scales, they shall be an abomination unto you. It should be disgusting to you.
And as a teacher who teaches about nutrition,
Uh-huh.
I teach it all. So it's up to the kids to decide if they want to eat or not eat. But I do give them the power. I tell them, this ain't good, that ain't good, this ain't good.
You like catfish, brother?
Nope. I
good.
don't eat that, man.
Because you know what? Catfish, it has fins, but they don't have scales.
Yeah, I got you.
And the Most High God said
Well, all this comes
it has to
when
have
you
fins
teach.
and scales.
You empower kids that say, you have to make the
How you doing,
decision.
sister? How you doing, young brother?
You have to make the decision, you know.
Okay. You do.
Kids,
I'm a rider for the father, on the road, on the go, got a sweet up for a model. We don't do it for fun, hey, tripping out the dollar. Government matching the friends, I don't really need your powder. Presets cut like a knife does. Touch mine, then we rollin' like a nightclub. Funny style Jakes, they don't like us. I see the darkness in these phones like a light bulb. See it? So bring it on, my G. Holy Bible in the hand, got the wheel with me. Niggas all laid out, niggas all can see. Like Moses in the wheel, we gon' part the sea. I don't bang, but I ran for the 12 songs.